It's time to vote in the FIFA Player of the Year award once again, and no player from Bayern Munich, which is probably sort of indicative of where we are at the moment, but loads of familiar names. Of course, Vasquez, of course, and some legends of the save, Vujovic, Marco Sinček in there as well, and of course, Kylian Mbappe. No Colin, though. He's clearly missing us. Hello everyone and welcome back to more Careering Onwards with me, Mr. Grantu, here at Bayern Munich in December 2032, nearly in 2033. And, well, we've gone forwards quite a little bit from last time. We'll have a look at that in a minute and see how things have been going before two huge games today. But first of all, let's vote for this. I mean, we can't vote for Vasquez because he's English, but we can vote for... we're going to vote for Marco, I think, as number one, and then Sinček as number two, and then old Kylian as number three. Although he's won so many in his life that I think he doesn't really need to win. I mean, look how many awards he's got. Quite a few. Yeah, Colin obviously won this award twice with us. Not even nominated this year. Not even nominated. Maybe should have stayed at Liverpool. Never should have gone to Barcelona. I mean, his ratings are still very good. I think he had that big injury where he was missing quite a lot of the season last year. Broken ankle. Yeah, he broke his ankle and he's a little bit injury prone since then. We've also increased the number of coaches, which is good because it means I can now do this. I just checked, and a former winner of that award is now interested. We've lost Cristiano Ronaldo. He's of course gone to Sassuolo, but well, unemployed for a while since being sacked by Millwall. We can bring Lionel Messi into the coaching team and try and get him back on his managerial feet. Anyway, right, let's have a look and see how things have been going since last time. We've got Borussia Dortmund coming up in a few days' time, and well, it's going pretty well. It's going pretty well. So we have a look at the results since last time with a win against Stuttgart and then the win against PSG in the Champions League. Well, it's good. There's loads of green, one red, but luckily it's not in the league. We have won every single Bundesliga and indeed domestic game since we last met, starting off with a 5-0 destruction of Hamburg away from home, hat-trick from Bibi in that one. We then went through in the DFB Pokal second round, a momentous occasion, the first time we have done that in the save, having been knocked out at that stage by Schalke last year, and then of course I think it was Hamburg knocked us out with Borussia Monchengladbach, but for the first time we will take charge of a DFB Pokal third round game. Very exciting. A 4-1 win against FC St. Pauli did the job in that one, and then a 4-0 win against Augsburg. We're scoring quite a lot of goals recently, which is a good thing for sure. We then lost for the first time this season, losing in the Champions League group to PSG. Disappointing, not a great performance. We'll look at the group in a minute. It's not ideal, but since then, 4 wins in a row. We beat Hertha Berlin 4-1, which is always good to do, and then 3-1 win against RB Leipzig. That's a very good result because they've had a pretty good season so far. 2-1 win against Sevilla. We are safely qualified for the next round, but we might not be winning the group. And then most recently a 1-0 win, tight but a good performance away from home against Bayer Leverkusen. So let's go to the Bundesliga table first of all, and you can see that we are having a far better time of it than last year. And obviously last year we were top pretty much all season. We were always there until right at the very end, but we were never running away with it because there was always somebody, principally Dortmund, who were right there with us. At the moment, admittedly only 13 games in, but at the moment it's not happening. We are top on 37 points, a full 8 points clear of Mönchengladbach in second, and Dortmund, well, they're all the way back in fourth, 13 points behind us, which is obviously very enjoyable, very good to see. Now, if we can beat them, and it's obviously an if because we didn't do it in the league last time we met, but if we can beat them today, then that would obviously be very good indeed. But the Champions League is perhaps going to be more of an issue. As I say, we're safely qualified, but we're not going to win the group, I don't think. We are second behind PSG. They obviously have a better head-to-head than us because they beat us 2-0, whereas we only beat them 1-0. And then if it does end up coming down to goal difference, well, they've got 17 goal difference because they've been busy just beating Dynamo Kiev just the 11-0 in their most recent games. So if we can match that in Ukraine, that would be nice. But I think they're going to win the group. But quite often that ends up being a blessing in disguise. And with England, we have also finished the Nations League group campaign. We won the group nearly full marks with 1 draw in there away at Croatia. But every other game was a win. Loads of goals being scored as well. And our reward for that, as you can see in the semi-final, is France. Of course it's France. No Italians at this stage though, which is at least something, but Germany are there, Spain are there. It's going to be very difficult, but that is something we will look forward to in the summer. Now, before we get to the games today, I just reminded we have had a few injuries. Speaking of Italians, well, unfortunately, Massimiliano Volpe, who has done really well when he's been called upon this season as a substitute or as a starter in some of the rotation fixtures, done a very, very good job for us. So he is out for a while, 2 months, with a torn hamstring, which he sustained in his international, well, not his debut. He made his debut for Italy, and then the next game he scored his first goal for Italy, and then he got injured. So in this case, not only would he not be happy if I was congratulating him on those two things, he's also miserable about the fact that he can't walk properly for the next couple of months. You can see his ratings at the bottom there. I mean, 7.45. He's been absolutely brilliant for us. So it's a shame for him to be missing out quite a big chunk of the season. We have obviously got the winter break coming up, not too soon, not too far away once we get through December. So that'll use up quite a bit of the time. So he should hopefully be back towards even the first game in January if we're lucky. Now financially, I thought we were fine. We've got 1.5 million in the bank. They've just upped the transfer revenue. We're projected to have 97 million worth of loss, which is not as bad as last year, but we are absolutely just hemorrhaging money. The wage bill is obviously massive. I've tried to cut it down, but it's still obviously really massive. But yeah, I mean, we're not going to be here for too much longer if we can at least get the league done this year. But it's not the healthiest financial picture. I mean, I feel I'm rotating quite a lot, but we're at the stage where everyone is moaning. Xavier Sanchez is moaning, feels he should be starting more games. Well, I mean, it's not me that forced you to have an important player status. That was your agent who just is, not. I mean, it's not been great. He's not scored in the league. Only goals have come in Europe and in the Cup. So you're not going to start. But I would rather. I mean, that's quite a lot of people that are upset. Really, I'm not going to change the starting lineup when they're fit and then when they're playing really well. Anyway, Messi's here. That's a boost, isn't it? That's a boost. One Ballon d'Or winner off to Italy, another one rescued from the English lower divisions. Right then, Dortmund may not be having the best season compared to last season, but they're still a threat. We've got to make sure we beat them. We've got to make sure we just get some full revenge from last season. Now, there's other teams that are obviously dangerous. Hoffenheim, they've dropped points today. Monchengladbach have not. They've won again, which means if we slip up here, then, well, the gap would only potentially be 5 points, which would not be as good. So we've got to make sure that we can just maintain that. An 8-point gap is obviously really very good. Now, while Volpe is out for a little bit longer, a few other players have been injured recently. Jack and Falkenberg, the principal ones amongst them, they're luckily back for this one. Tony Sutherland also had a bit of an injury. He's on 90%. I'm going to put him on the bench for this one and give Hens a go before he starts moaning about all sorts of stuff. But anyway, those guys are playing. Bibby's also in midfield. Reckers and Alpel the rest of the attack. And then the defence is, as you would expect, Rafinha, Lupi, Song and Moraldi with Raul in goal. Let's win this one. Obviously, we won the Super Cup pretty comfortably. That was at the Stadion München as well. Can we do the same thing here in the league? This would be a massive boost for us, get us back up to 8 points, and then put a huge distance between ourselves and Dortmund. Let's make sure we get the job done. And we've given the ball away already. Azul has it, but he's given it straight back to us. And Albel's in, and it's a bit of a wicked shot from him. Doesn't go in though. Bibby swings a free kick in. It goes across the goal line. We're trying to shove it in. No result this time though, but it's a good positive start from us. We are continuing as we left off with the restricting opponents to not really having many shots at all. The first half is in danger of disappearing without anything else happening. We've got another highlight. Bibby has it from Rafinha. He's given it away though, and Anastasiadis feeds Coffee, who's in, and he drags his shot just wide. First opportunity for Dortmund in the entire game. It was the best of the game so far. And at half time, even though we are in control for the most part of possession and everything else, no breakthrough, so it's not good enough. At home, we've got to be winning this one. Don't want any form of slip up. We can't afford to let them get back into this. And indeed, Mönchengladbach, Leipzig, Hoffenheim are not to be discounted. The second half, nothing is happening. We need an injection of pace, and that means, of course, Tony. He's on 90%, but he can come on Albel's also nervous. We'll bring him off for Chiralabus, and I think maybe Rekker's off for Sanchez in a minute. Alright, it's this kind of game, which is why we brought Sanchez in. I think we've got a free kick. We'll see how that one goes. Chiralabus across. He's just given it straight to Arroyo, who is able to counter to Kajtazi, who's in so much room, not picked up at all. And Anas Aliasis, I think he was offside. Maybe not. But luckily, the shot is off target. We'll bring on Sanchez for Records, who's done little to nothing in this one. And, I mean, a draw's not obviously as bad as losing. But it will maintain the gap to Dortmund. But it means the gap to Monchengladbach is cut. And that's it, really. Not particularly entertaining or interesting, which, it's unfortunate for you if you're watching this. But unlucky. No, you weren't good enough today. I'm going to say that. I'm not making them come into training. We can't really, because we've got to go to Ukraine in a few days' time. But I mean, not good, but not bad. We did not lose, at least, I suppose. But the gap is cut down to 6 points, but luckily not to Dortmund, just to Mönchengladbach. We're still 13 points clear of Borussia Dortmund. And so our final Champions League group stage match away at Dinamo Kiev. Again, it's refereed by Unknown. He's getting all the games at the moment. They're having a pretty torrid time of things. A chance for our second string to sort of have a go, stretch their legs. Some have played more than others this season, as you can see from their fitness, but a good opportunity for them. Obviously, this game is largely meaningless. We need to win it, of course, but it really depends on what Sevilla do. If Sevilla can do us a favour against PSG, then we can top the group. Otherwise, we have no hope. But, there we are. Now, quite a lot of these boys are unhappy. Rutkowski's unhappy. I've promised to sell Kahas and Niedzakowski. To be honest, they've consistently all proven themselves to be pretty useless for the most part, especially when called upon in big games. They've got good ratings here because they've only really played against weaker opposition. So if someone wants to buy them in January, then they can go and we can get somebody else in with the money that we make. But if not, then I'm fine keeping them. But anyway, the team for this one then, Demuth is going to be in goal, Kahas, Rater, Niedzakowski and Mylonas the defence. Mylonas has done pretty well this season when called upon. Of course, Rater unlucky to be missing out. Rutkowski, Stojkovic is going to be in midfield. We highlighted him in an earlier episode. He's only 17, but he could be really, really special. Taubin is going to be in the Mazzala role with Chiralabus on the right hand side. Really, I should know my left from right by this point. Hens is on the left, and Sanchez, I managed to persuade him to just drop it because Rekkers is in such good form. He's going to be up front to show us what he can do. Right, some familiar names from Kiev, which is probably not particularly great at this stage of the game. They've got Clement Longley. He's 37 years old at left back, pace of 7, so that's going to be fun for him. Wan Foyth as well. He's 34, pace of 7 as well on the right hand side. Two centre backs, aging, slowing on the fullback positions. I can see why PSG scored 11 goals. We should be winning this one fairly comfortably given what we've just seen. Go out there, absolutely destroy them, and then we'll just have to hope we get some luck from Sevilla. Right, we've got a highlight literally in the first minute. We're playing it around at the back, and it looks like we are going to fashion ourselves a chance. Rater to Taubin, who I think I've not used him much this season, but he's been good when he has played. Hens is in, and he's hit the post. Right, we'll get the latest scores up so we can see Sevilla and PSG, how they getting on. We need a favour from the Spaniards if we want to go through as group winners. Mylonas on the right hand side, ball across, looking for Hens. He hasn't found him. He gets it back, and Sanchez is there. Can he find a bit of room? He lays it off to Tralabus, and I mean it's taken us 15 minutes to score. I don't think we're not going to get 11 like PSG did. I don't think we even beat them. I think we only beat them like 2-1 or something at home. We didn't do particularly well in the home game. But hopefully we can rack up a pretty big scoreline in this one. Looking forward for a second. Mylon is doing a lot of work on the right hand side. He's cutting in. I think the fullbacks are tucked in very far because they can't really run very much. Hens is in, and he's still got it. Not scored. Niedzakowski with a deep free kick for Stojkovic, and he has scored. Dejan Stojkovic, 17-year-old wonder kid in the truest sense, has got his first goal for the club, at least at a senior level. Flying header. Goalkeeper tried his best but couldn't get there. I've just seen we've gone down to second place. Hens is injured now. He had a bruised ankle. Apparently he can't continue. Just with that, we'll bring on Salhi. PSG have taken the lead. That is what that indicates. So, I mean, the only way we're going to catch them is if we score 14 goals. and they don't score anymore, I don't think that's going to happen. And even then, their head-to-head's better, so we're not going to win the group unless we get a severe equaliser. Second half, it's not been quite the goal fest I was necessarily expecting, although a very dominant performance from us as K-Has picks up a very long lofted goal kick, and we're just sort of hoping we get some sort of favour from Sevilla. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think PSG are the kind of side to really let, at least at this stage of the game, let a lead slip. Jaralabu's across. He's just gone himself. He's very, very greedy. Well, Dinamo Kiev, they're not out of it. Niedzikowski has to be a little bit more. He has to be alive to get that one back. And Stojkovic just played a lovely pass into Salhi. Maybe they are out of it now. Yunus Salhi, second of the season. The ball from Stojkovic was very good indeed. He gets it from Talbot, and then that's a beautiful pass. Good run from Salhi. Well timed run, but the pass is something special. This boy could be very, very good. Of course, he's really only playing because of the injury to Volpe. So everything, silver linings, all that sort of stuff, every cloud, and it's a brilliant goal from Daichi Kamada, 10th of the season for him, as Kiev, we said they were out of it, there's half an hour left, they probably are, but they've got a lifeline with a very well worked goal. We just fall asleep again. A lot of these boys tired, they don't normally play this much football. That's an excellent strike. It's very tight in Spain, just the one goal in it, but I think it's going to take quite a massive effort from them to come back against the Parisians. We're in again. Sal, he's working really hard, and we've got another one. Xavier Sanchez with the assist from Hugo K-Has to make it 4 and completely seal this one. Salhi gets very lucky. Foyth with a good challenge on him, but he gets it back. K-Has across, and Sanchez steals in for his 6th of the season. Well, Salhi's been fouled, and Ibanez, one of the most experienced players on the pitch, gets himself a red card, and from the resultant free kick, we get ourselves another goal. It's Sanchez again. Good routine. Charalabus across, headed over, and Sanchez for I'm not sure that was going in, at least not definitely. Longley has been he's gone down in rating, so it was him that tipped it over the line. And despite all of our goals today, it's not going to matter because Sevilla are not doing us any form of favour at all. And we are not going to be winning the group, I don't think. One final chance for us. Is there a final chance in Spain? And no, there is not. PSG go 2-0 up as Jose Marco fires wide. So we are finishing second. And it ends 5-1. Not the finest day of Clement Longley's career, and yep, there we go. We finished second on, goal difference definitely would have done it anyway, but the head-to-head I think takes priority, and their head-to-head is better than ours anyway, but no shame in that. And actually, we'll have a look at the full group picture in a minute, but could probably end up being a better thing for us. Right, interesting. Group A and B, Hoffenheim and Dortmund, they finished second as well, so that would have been quite useful if we'd won the group, because then we could have not played them anyway because they're German teams. But so we could play Liverpool, we could play Manchester United, we could play Atletico Madrid, we can't play PSG because they're in our group, but we could play Spurs, we could play either Juventus or Barcelona, we could play Real Madrid, and then we could play AZ Alkmaar or Monaco. So in this instance, no. It's not better that we finished second. It's not any better at all. It's very, very bad. But I mean, I'm not fussed about the Champions League, particularly this season. I want to win the league. That's the most important thing. And the cup as well, if we can manage that one. There'll be more Champions Leagues down the line. Maybe, hopefully. But that's it for today. Two okay performances. We didn't lose, I suppose. But it would have been nice if we'd beaten Dortmund. But there we are. Now we've got the winter break coming up not too far away, 2 more games before that, and then we have got January. Now I think at the moment what I'm thinking is we come back for Borussia Monchengladbach, obviously former club, and they're in second, they're our closest challenger as things stand, and then the third round of the cup against Köln. Obviously the Champions League will shake up some stuff down the line, but that makes the most sense for me at the moment. Then we can go a bit further in towards the Champions League knockouts, that kind of area, and then hopefully towards the end of the season as well. But that is the end of things for today. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.